What's up, guys? Welcome to another Talking Bull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news and talk some bull. So last week we asked you guys to message us for people who don't usually talk to us, either on YouTube or Discord or whatnot. Tadpole messaged me, so we're gonna keep that going till we hear from someone within the podcast, people who don't normally message us. But I'm gonna send the shirt to Tadpole and Tanner because he's like, I listen to both and watch it. I'm like, why are you watching it twice? But
My
thanks.
God, you watch it twice.
Poor bastard. But yeah, we're gonna send you one, Tadpole. I'll hit you up on Discord later.
He's blind and deaf.
You're good dude. I'll hit you up and we'll send you a shirt, man. No problem. Easy peasy. Also, guys, we put our Flash Arrow review up as of this recording. So if you want to check all that out, we'd appreciate it. We give our thoughts and deep dive into the season finale of Flash and Arrow, as well as overlooking the season and kind of what's to come. So we'd appreciate it if you check that out. Let's jump into this. We're going to talk about Terminator Dark Fate.
Just watched the trailer. It dropped this week. I did not watch it because I seen it and was like, oh, fuck it, I don't really care. But you played it for me just now.
Yeah.
I knew I'd watch it here. That's the thing. Like, I've stopped watching shit. Like, I never have sound on my phone.
Yeah. There's a few trailers I'll kind of check out because I want to. If it's like a big thing, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. But if there's like little stupid trailers, I'll wait till Friday right before we go live. I'll have all my fresh thoughts and then we'll talk about it.
So you just played it for me now.
Yeah.
Couple things.
Title still sucks.
Title's not that great. Not a big fan of the titles. A little wordy.
Yeah.
I don't like the. What is it? Terminator Dark Fate? Yeah. Don't like the title. When the trailer dropped, the one thing I did do was I went and looked at the cast list. I don't know what, maybe something. I read something else and made me think of something. Anyway, so I went to the cast list, noticed that there is no John in this movie, and I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Especially for taking place after Judgment Day.
Yeah, and going back to the basics. So what has happened to him? Anyways, then just watching the trailer, the same thing. Like, and that was the thing. When the trailer dropped, the tagline dropped the day after Judgment Day or whatever it's called. So just watching the trailer, I'm like, there is no John. I'm not gonna jump with the thing of like the age gaps of what has happened. Yeah. I'm not gonna play into that because I'm
figuring
like,
out time travel before we see it is always a bitch. So.
Yeah, and but I mean, like, I just mean like Arnold and
Sarah Connor,
Hamilton's Linda.
Yeah,
Linda Hamilton's age. Like, I'm not gonna play into that. It is what it is. If it's the day after Judgment Day, fine, fuck it. It's 25 years ago. I'm not going to say they look 35 years older. Whatever. It's day after Judgment Day, fine. T2, we knew this was taking place after T2.
But not necessarily how long, right?
Yeah, well,
because
that too.
I do like the notion that every movie after Terminator 2, whether quality aside, let's just put all that aside, Judgment Day
is inevitable.
And I like that idea.
Yeah, it will always happen whenever it happens.
You can postpone it, you can delay it, but
it's inevitable.
So it seems like, yes, it was delayed 25 years?
Or
maybe.
We don't even know.
We'll
it could not be. And we are just picking up like a week after T2. Let's just say. But even if we are, I'll accept that. I won't play into their age and the fact that they're 35 years older than we were. Fine, I'll take it. It's a week after. Whatever it could be. Where the fuck's John?
Yeah, where is John Connor?
Yeah,
I get it.
If we're going back to the I get that.
But
just
like,
recast. There's 2 billion fucking actors in Hollywood that could play John Connor.
When you cast him, he was unknown too. So
yeah. And then that just depends on the time frame because we could have a 14-year-old John or we could have a 22-year-old John.
Yeah, you could cast any
depending on where this does take place. But there is no John. Title's not that great. I had no problem with the way whatever this new Terminator is, like his number, 1200, 1500, whatever the fuck it is. I thought it was like, oh, that's cool. He like cloned himself, whatever. And you had a problem with it.
The idea of what he was doing was cool. He like melts his exoskeleton and like moves moves to the front of the truck, and then like does a flip and throws the iron rod there. But it looked bad, and it looked like claymation when he was moving from out of the truck or inside the truck to out of the truck. And then when he was in the air, you're like, that is a green screen fucking shot if I've ever seen one.
It's a movie though.
But you should not.
But these are finished products. So, anyways, I thought it looked okay, and I liked the idea of it. But for the interest in the movie, I'm like, I don't care. Like, now you're selling me on this girl. I don't know who she is in the movie or the actress that plays her, but they're like, oh, we got to keep you alive. I'm like, so is she John? Like,
John Rita?
Yeah, Johnette. Like, because like. Going back with Cameron, stepping back into the universe and going back to his first two movies, his focal point was John.
Yeah.
And now you're abandoning that. Yeah. I'm gonna say, not gonna bode well.
Not a good start.
Not gonna bode well.
Not a good
like,
start.
Just think of Genesis. We were talking about this just before we started recording. Genesis had a good idea, with the concept of let's not undo what's been done, but let's break off a different world. So we're gonna go back in time to the same place in T1, but a second time. So like the first line still happens, but we're gonna try again. We're gonna go back a second time to T1.
They go back even farther.
They go back like a day earlier, or whatever.
No, they went back to when she was younger and tried to kill her at her grandparents' place, right? And then everything happens.
Oh yeah.
And then everything kind of still happens.
Yeah.
Up until that point in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
When they show up and save him.
But they go back even further. Yeah. But it was the idea of what I was getting to was the idea that they used. And there's a name for it in the, I think, Kelvin.
Yeah,
the Kelvin universe with the Star Trek universe,
where they
didn't undo what's been done, but they created a wormhole and a new universe and a thing and whatever. Yeah. So they were kind of doing that with Genesis. Cool concept. Okay, don't undo what's been done. We'll go back. Horrible miscasting. I have a hard time with
Amelia
Clark as an actress, not because she's a bad. Well, she's not. She's like
she's not a bad actress.
She's not a bad actress, but motherfuck, she looks 10 years old in everything she's in. I did watch this one movie where just this romantic comedy.
I know which one you're talking about.
She's like the guy's in the wheelchair or some shit like that. I forget what it's one of those fucking Sparks movies or whatever.
I was like, let's see how we. I just wanted to see where you were going with that.
But like, I didn't. Yeah. It was hard to buy that this 30-year-old who's in the wheelchair is his love interest is this 25-year-old woman. She is like 25 or 28 years old, however. But she looks fucking 10.
Yeah.
And it was always hard to watch that movie where it was like, how is anyone else fucking concerned for this 10-year-old in the movie? Like,
she is taking over the role from Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
She was badass in Terminator 2.
But I'm not even talking about like the badassery. Yeah.
She looks badass. She fits the part. Amelia Clark did not fit that part. And then you got the doctor in there, and you had me really intrigued.
Oh, you cast the doctor. That's what got me in there. You know what got me in there? Doctor and actually it was the guy from Planet of the Apes, Clark. He did the second Apes movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Jason Clark, maybe. I forget his first name, but something Clark. But he was John.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Until they were like, he's not John, he's the Terminator. And I went, fuck you, you don't know what you're doing.
That's where it went off the rails.
So up until that point, they announced it. They're like, everyone's coming back. We're not erasing Terminator 2. We're erasing the other two, kind of whatever. We're going to do it. It's going to be great. We're like, cool, awesome, yeah. She shows the first trailer. We're like, oh, cool, Genesis. Cool name, sounds awesome. They're changing the time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She does the iconic line. You're like, oh, Amelia Clark did the iconic line. Ah, whatever, cool. Yeah, this is cool. What's his face is in it? He's John Connor. Not John Connor. He's Malcolm or Kyle Reese.
Jai Courtney.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, cool.
A lot of people don't like him.
I'm like, he's not the worst actor in the world. He was great in this. And then they're like, oh, it's John. Look, he's being badass. Oh, he's a Terminator. Oh. Fuck you! Yeah. Come on! They didn't learn from Salvation. The end of Salvation because they turned him into a Terminator. Yeah. But learn your goddamn lesson. Don't change the savior of humanity into a goddamn Terminator.
Well, and what I'm going to say is, like, they didn't learn their lesson because in this movie, he's not even around.
I'm calling it. He's dead. He dies. I'm calling it. You know who else dies in this movie? Her.
Hamilton?
Yeah, she's gonna die. Fucking
Well, I'm okay with her dying. Like
I'm not because now we have no John Carter, no fucking thing. We just have the new
We're
cast.
fucked. That's all it is. We're fucked.
I do not care
You're
about
not gonna get a sequel.
The
You're not gonna get a
Terminator, the new batch. It's like Saved
We're
by
not
the
gonna
Bell.
get a sequel.
Now we're not getting a sequel.
We're not getting a sequel, so don't worry about it.
My problem
Doesn't matter.
Is like I love Terminator 1 and 2. They are great. Terminator 1 doesn't really hold up that well, but it was shot,
Visually, yeah. It's a little hard to watch,
up
but it's a good
Terminator
movie.
2 holds up, still looks great. Still
Surprisingly, still looks good.
That movie is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I'll watch that any day of the goddamn
I
day.
don't have a huge problem with 3.
3's okay.
3 I can watch.
3's okay. 3's doable. Like you
I haven't watched the
Hamilton
last
didn't wanna come
two.
back, but like
I haven't watched the last 2, like Salvation and Genesis, in a long time.
yeah, 3 Rise of the Machines is okay.
But I can watch Rise of the Machine. I can follow the story.
Yeah.
That like John is 10 years older than he was in Terminator 2.
Yeah, and he's living off the grid. And
the idea that like you can postpone it, but it's inevitable.
And the robots Skynet realizes like, oh, we should stop trying to kill John, kill his lieutenants. Because if he doesn't have anyone to help him,
to support him, who's going to help him? Yeah, he's still going to fail. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I get that.
Yeah.
Goddamn fucking Salvation, sorry.
Salvation, I haven't seen in years, but yeah.
It was like, okay, we're in the future. John Connor is.
I will say, like, there was a big push for.
And John Connor was like, no, he's not the leader. And I'm like, what?
There was a big push for like seeing the war, seeing the thing, and getting to like we'll say present time or future time.
That's what had us so hyped for Salvation.
But like, I didn't really care for that.
I loved it. I wanted to see more. And when we finally got to it, they're like, "There's no time travel. We're just in the future. It's John as blah blah blah." We're like, "All right, cool. I'm on board." Then they're like, "Yeah, no one believes he's the savior of humanity." And I'm like, "Fuck!"
They should have jumped to the second movie because I understand people not buying it. I understand people not buying like who the fuck is this guy like when it happens. But we don't need to visually watch that for 2 hours. You should have jumped to what would have been your sequel movie where he is in charge.
Exactly.
And where he does send Kyle back and do things like that. Because he finds Kyle in Salvation, but he doesn't send him back.
And then they hint at it.
They hint at the idea like, okay, I'm going to have to send you back because he knows, right? But, yeah, you should have jumped straight to your sequel movie.
It's unfortunate that, like...
They don't screen this with us first.
For a franchise, 2 great movies and... some shitty follow-up sequels, it's held in such high regard. Because normally that's not the case. But Terminator is like, it's just one of those franchises that you're like, oh, it's fucking awesome. But you also realize, was what, 5 of them? 2 out of the 5 are good. The rest suck.
Yeah.
It's one of the franchises that's really weird that has that many sequels and everyone hates the other 3 unanimously.
Mm-hmm.
That rarely happens. Because like
I should watch Genesis again.
I gotta watch Genesis too. You think of Die Hard, right? First 2, cool.
I really like the first. You know what? I even like the third one. Yeah, I was gonna say the first
really,
3.
Really good. Live Free or Die Hard. People are kind of on the fence.
It's a little more high techy, but it's more modern, so I allow it.
Jumps the shark because he fights a fucking
a bridge in an airplane,
a jet, and you're like, okay, John McClane, all right, come on.
Hey,
it's a great scene. Don't get me wrong. It's
an awesome movie.
But at the same time, you're like, okay, John McClane, get back in your elevator.
What's 5? A Good Day.
A Good Day to Die.
Awesome title.
Awesome title. Shitty movie.
Tried to watch it a while ago, and I couldn't.
Is that Jai Courtney in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not good in that one.
No, he's
Neither
not.
is John McClane.
A lot of people don't like him. But when I watched Jai Courtney, I remember Spartacus. He was in that. Remember? He was the friend.
Yeah.
Kicked ass in that movie, in that show.
We're getting off track. We always do. But Dark Fate, man, I don't care. They got me again. Because I'm like, the title was stupid, but you got Arnold back, you had Hamilton back, James Cameron was back. He was like, look, I realized they made some mistakes. I'm going to come back and fix this. They're like, cool, dude. You made one of the fucking greatest movies of all time. All right.
Avatar.
Wait. Oh, fuck you.
It didn't beat it.
It's still going to.
I don't know.
It's just, they're like, it's going to. It's just going to be like Labor Day. That Labor Day weekend.
Like in 4 months, Labor Day?
Yeah. It's going to stay in there till
like in September?
Yeah. It's going to stay there that long. Because they want, and Disney's like, we have to beat this. So they'll keep it in there. That's the latest article I saw. I was off. I had read reports saying it was going to pass, and then it didn't. They're hoping like Aladdin may also boost it because it's a Disney movie as well. So if they're like, oh, I can't get Aladdin, blah,
I'll go see this other Disney movie.
That's what happened with Captain Marvel too, right? You can
I had that
game,
boost.
and then they're hoping that's what happens this weekend. Is that I read one that's like it's gonna help it, and another one was like, well, they heard it too.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna go Aladdin, John Wick, and then
so
thing.
Close.
It's about, the last I looked, it was about 100 and something million off.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's close,
it's
but I
so
mean, like,
close.
it's 100 million is still a long way away.
47 more times to push it over the fucking hump.
And then that would have
I
even
know,
dented how far it is. But
if I had the money, I'm like, here's another.
Here's the 120 million.
Yeah.
I'll just buy 120 million worth of tickets.
Yeah.
And then just like boost it up over one weekend.
Exactly. I'm like, I wish I could, because I really wanted to be. Because Avatar sucks. It's a terrible movie.
It's Pocahontas.
It is. It is. It's Pokemon.
I don't understand the
love for the movie.
The love for the movies. You know what though? I will say this: if I'm not mistaken, Avatar had multiple releases. It only had the one time.
Just that one run, as far as
I thought it was re-released, just like because I know Titanic did the same thing.
Because any article you read, it just says its initial run. Titanic had 2. That's why it got bumped up.
Yeah.
No, Avatar had 1. I do not understand the love for this movie it had.
How the fuck did it make so
much? I saw
much
it one
movie?
time and I'm like, this is not the greatest movie everyone thinks it is. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's not that good of a movie.
I'm trying to think of like what was going on back then that this movie would have been the fucking hierarchy of what fucking.
I think we got to go back to box office and see what else came out in that year.
Yeah, we'll have to do that at some point. Not right now because I want to. Dark Fate. I don't know. I'm so pissed.
I moved on from Dark Fate. Let's go back, I guess. Dark Fate. Watch the trailer. Not intrigued. As of right now, I will not be going to the theater to watch this movie.
Something I am intrigued about, though, Star Trek, Picard.
Do you watch the new one? What is it? Discovery?
Yeah. I'm doing the same thing that I'm doing with some other shows. I wait till it's done, and then I binge watch the whole thing. I like doing that.
It's in the second season,
Yeah,
right?
it just ended its second season. I think it got rid of.
You watched the first one?
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the second season?
The premiere. I haven't watched anything else since then because I was like, oh, I want to watch the premiere, and then I'm like, and then I did that thing where I forgot about it because that's what I do with every show, and I'm like, I'll watch it when it's done because I remembered it's on. I haven't. I'm just gonna watch it, but it's really good. And this one, it's interesting because like he's not a captain, he's not in Starfleet or anything. He's retired, but the teaser we got is it opens up like. He's being interviewed from someone I think maybe from Starfleet, and he's working at his little winery that he has, and he's bottling stuff up and putting it on the table, and like they're still interviewing. It's like, oh, you led us through our darkest time, blah 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 blah, and then you left. Like, what did Starfleet do that made you leave? And then it like cuts his Patrick Stewart's face, and then it just cuts away, and it cuts to the field, and like the logo, Star Trek logo is right above it. Star Trek Picard. I'm like, that's a dope fucking trailer. I'm like, that got me more hyped for that than Dark Fate did. Like that, and that was, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was short. Yeah. I didn't watch
30
it.
seconds, maybe.
I've never watched the only Star.
The only Kelvin stuff. So you
the only Star Trek stuff I've ever watched are the two movies. I don't even know if I watched Beyond.
No, I've watched them both a bunch of times. But I've watched the original one. I've watched.
I think I've seen the third
movie. Yeah.
But it was like a year after it came out because for some reason that third one tanked. Right?
It did. I didn't even see it, and I'm a huge Trek fan.
Yeah.
I'm just like.
Like I think I watched it a year after it came out, and like I watched it one time, and that was it.
Actiony, like it got away from kind of what the first one.
If I'm not mistaken, there were a different guy did that one than the first two.
Because he went and did Wars, right? That's what happened.
Was it? Who was it?
JJ did the first one.
JJ did the first one.
I think it might have done the second too. But I could be wrong.
Maybe, yeah, he might have done the first two. Then he jumped to do Star Wars, and then I think the Justin Lin from Fast and the Furious came in and did the third one.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell. Yeah. There's a scene where he rides on a motorcycle, and you're just like, this is Star Trek. What is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best. But yeah, I'm like, this is cool. It's a little mini. I think it's a mini series. I don't think it's a full.
It's just on CBS Access or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's one of the things like they're trying to branch Star Trek out into various things, and obviously the new series, which was initially.
And the new series is only on there too. It's not on TV.
No, it's on different streaming apps, so we can watch it, but it's also on CBS All Access.
How do we watch it here? What's it on Hulu or? Well, we don't have Hulu, but
no, I think it's on Crave.
Crave.
Yeah, that's where I watch
We should get Hulu soon.
Yes, I'm very excited about that because there's a lot of stuff on there that I want to watch.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I gotta look. I feel like I should. Like, I almost feel like I want to get rid of Netflix. Like, I watch nothing on fucking Netflix.
Because of all the shit I have already, I'm not watching much Netflix.
That's what. Yeah, because of my other watching ways. Like, I have no net. Like, I don't watch anything on Netflix.
I don't pay for Netflix, so I don't worry about it. I'm just one of those people who use the other account.
But I'm like, fuck. Like, I want to look at other streaming services. Like,
I really want.
Right now, my choices are
Crave's really
Crave,
good.
Amazon. Crave and Amazon are my only other two choices.
Prime's really good.
Unless I wait until Hulu comes. But I feel like I want to add one
I would check
that
out,
I
Crave.
will watch.
Crave's got its own shows, plus a bunch of Canadian shows, which some of them aren't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got HBO.
Yeah, HBO's not bad.
And then...
but they got... Thrones is done. What else is on HBO to watch?
Westworld.
I never watched the first season. Unless I went back and watched it.
I would say check it out, but Westworld's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I gotta watch the entire second season. It just finished. So they dropped the trailer for the third one. As soon as I watch it, I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. But Aaron Paul's in it, so everyone's really excited.
In the third season?
Because Breaking Bad's the best thing out there.
Since
Spoiler, I don't like it. I watched 3 fucking episodes, and I was like, I ain't into the show.
I never watched anything,
I gave
I just
it
had
my
no
3-show
interest
rule,
in
man. I gave it my shot, and I'm just like, I'm not.
I just had no interest in watching
I just
it. Like,
don't care. I don't care if it's the greatest show on TV ever.
Yeah.
It's done. Ha, suck it.
Yeah, when it seemed like when it was popular and like was the time when I would have watched it,
yeah,
I'd already missed the boat. Like, it didn't pop in its first season; it popped in its fifth. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those shows that like everyone was talking about it, but it already had 4 seasons. I was like, I'm not going back.
Big Bang did, right?
Yeah, we watched the first few seasons when no one fucking watched it.
And it was great.
And then when it popped, that's when we both were like, we're done.
You watched it longer.
I watched it like another season, maybe 2.
And
I think I made it up to 6.
Yeah, I think I dipped at 4. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't deal with this show anymore.
I think I made it to 6.
And then it went 13 more.
Yeah, and then
it just had its finale.
It had its finale. I thought briefly, I was like, oh,
I just read it.
Finale airs tonight or whatever. I was like, oh, I should maybe I'll check that out.
I just read
it.
It had a nice closure. I will say that, yeah. It had a nice little bit of closure. I was like, oh, okay. They wrapped everything up kind of nicely, so that was nice. I like when finales don't suck, Dexter.
There was comparisons to Dexter and
There was a huge debate on Game of Thrones and Dexter of which one was the worst. And I'm telling you right now, Dexter. Because at least Game of Thrones
gave us an ending.
Shit up.
Yeah, like it was an ending.
Yeah. Dexter just sucked. And I didn't even watch that entire last season. But the finale was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it, the last few seasons of Dexter were just awful.
Yeah, they weren't like you could tell the show was starting to suffer and go down or whatever.
But that show ended in the shittiest way possible.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about bad finales? That. Also, Angel was on that list, which it does have a really bad series finale because it was supposed to get renewed. So what happened was they had shot their thing and it
left in a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it ends with them. The gates of hell open or whatever, and the last few surviving members are like, "You take the 10,000 on the left, I'll take the 10,000 on the right," and they're ready for battle. It ends.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, dope," and then it's not renewed because what happened was Warner Brothers.
Was that the merger?
Yeah, no, it was. It would have kept going. What happened was CW or Warner Brothers.
Well, it was on Warner Brothers, but was it the merger when it merged to CW?
I don't know if it was on the CW. I know Buffy was.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, like it could have got the axe when UPN and WB merged.
No, there was a reason why. What happened was Warner Brothers had this thing where they always renewed Angel late, always late. So you never knew if it was coming back, even though you knew it was back. So Josh Whedon was like, "Look, I want to give my actors the ability to know when they can work and when they can come back. Like, you guys are going to renew us. You've already said you were going to renew us. Just renew us right now. Give us the early renewal, and they'll do that."
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "No, we're not going to do it." And then they were like, "We're just going to cancel you then. We can't give you the early renewal, and we're not going to. We're going to cancel you." And that's basically what they did. And I'm like, honestly, fuck you.
So because he just asked for an early renewal?
He asked for an early renewal, and they were like, "No." And he's like,
and so you get no renewal.
Yeah, so you get no renewal. And he was like,
but also wasn't told ahead of time that you were being canceled because it ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and it's just like, fuck you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why do
There were a couple shows though. That's why I asked though. There were a couple shows with the merger that got canceled because you had WB and UPN merging. You had You had essentially like two networks with a week's worth of shows, and you had half of them had to leave. Yeah. And it seemed like nothing from UPN survived, right? Because like when you looked at the CW, it was like, oh, these are all the shows that I watched on WB.
I'm trying to remember. I think they tried to. Veronica Mars was on UPN, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's one of few. I don't remember which shows.
Yeah, I don't remember which shows were which, but there was like I want to say like Fridays had the UPN shows.
Yeah.
But like Sunday to Thursday were like all CW. So you had Supernatural, you had Smallville, you had like I want to say like Gilmore Girls at the time, right?
Yeah,
Buffy. I want to say even Seventh Heaven at the time was still there. You know, like these are all the shows that were on WB that like made it to the CW, and you're like, UPN got nothing on this network.
Wasn't Buffy on UPN? I vaguely remember it being on UPN, but it was. I thought it was on more. WB.
We'd have to look it up. I don't remember, but
it's been so long.
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, why do people keep canceling shit Josh Whedon does when it's actually really good? I don't understand.
To be honest, besides Avengers, I've never watched anything he's ever done.
Firefly.
Never watched it.
Angel.
Never watched it. Never watched it.
Dollars.
Never watched it.
I've never actually. I watched a bit of it, but people said it was good, and then it got bad.
I'm like, to me, he did Avengers, and he kind of did Avengers 2. And then he fucked Justice League.
No. Fixed
Justice League. He was no, I won't say he fixed it because it's not fixed.
He tried to fix it.
I will say he in part also fucked Justice League. Two guys fucked that movie, and he had equal parts in fucking that movie.
I don't think he did. I think he did a much, but he did one of the best scenes in that movie, Batman. Yeah, fuckers. He did the best scene in the movie. Take that. God, that movie sucks. Hey, speaking of the Justice League and the comic that got a kind of cool new logo. It kind of looks like the old school mixed with the new school.
Yeah.
I really dig it. Starting with next month's Justice League 25, the Year of the Villain theme, the new logo. It's just on there and it kind of looks dope.
It's just the cover logo, I guess.
I hate this DC Universe crap on here though.
I don't mind that.
But the covers, the
I've read comics in so fucking long.
I read Batman Turtles and it was dope. And then I watched the movie and it was doper.
I did watch the movie. You said you fell asleep, though, right?
I kept falling asleep in it.
Drifting off. I watched it. Fucking hilarious.
By no means is it like the quality of the movie that made me.
It was just the
time
you watched it.
The fact that I decided to watch it at 2 a.m. was like really stupid. I'm like, I
watched it.
I finished the stream and I was like, I'm gonna go watch this movie.
I might have watched it last Friday when I went home.
Yeah, I need to go watch it again because it's
funny. I want to watch it Saturday, either Friday or Sunday.
It's real good. It is.
And
DC's animation,
it was good.
They kill it.
It was fucking hilarious. I think there was one or two times where I laughed out loud. Shit with like Mikey and stuff. Like
Mikey's hilarious. Everyone in that movie is great. It's just it's well voice acted. It's well like the animation's weird but cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Batman.
Yeah,
that animation.
Yeah. There's a cool like end stinger that's pretty dope.
I don't know if I saw that.
I'll tell you after. I don't want to ruin it for anyone who actually watched it yet because it's only out in stupid ways, like half digital, half not.
Yeah.
Fucking, they need to stop doing that, but they won't because digital makes them money. Speaking of TV shows, Falcon and Winter Soldier added some familiar cast members. They added Zemo and it's Sharon Carter, right?
Is it? No. Yeah. Emily Van Camp will reprise her role as Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter, yeah.
The granddaughter.
Yeah, the one that Kat made out with, but then went back and did her mom. Or
I don't know.
But yeah,
they said. Let's just move on.
I'm done trying to figure out what the Russos are trying to do in their movie. I watched your movie. I don't need any more information. Please say nothing. But yeah, this is cool. I like that they're adding characters from the movies to make them more legitimate, obviously. And you added a villain of Zemo, who's pretty dope. So.
He was a cool villain.
Yeah, let's see what they do with that. And I'm excited. I'm actually, this is the one show I'm excited for.
This will be the only one I watch.
Like, I don't give a fuck what Loki's doing. I don't care.
You know what? I'll say that.
I'll
let me
watch it.
rephrase
I
this.
just don't give a fuck what he's doing.
No, I will watch this. I may watch. Probably will watch Hawkeye. I like Renner.
Yeah, I watch Hawkeye.
So like, I'll watch those two.
I will watch the first
other
episode of Scarlet Witch and Vision because I want to see how he comes back. But if it
or
comes
where
in,
it takes place.
Yeah.
I heard that like there's an idea that like, I guess in the comics she creates a world where he's like still around.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the idea that they're building. So I'm like, wait a minute. So you're gonna willingly? Let's just say that's the concept that they're going with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna willingly watch a show that I know is like bullshit. And I understand
That's
all
my problem
television is
with
bullshit.
Loki.
I understand. Well, Loki he might have gotten out
Yeah.
with the Tesseract, so he's still alive. But to watch a show that is all a person's projection, like a dream that she creates, this dream world or some shit like that, like.
What's that one TV show?
And I'm like.
When it ends and it's the kid in the snow globe. St. Elmo's Hospital or something?
I don't know. But yeah, like watching, like we were talking about last week, where you're like, I hate episodes of Arrow when you get to the end and they were like, it was like a dream or whatever. You know,
I fucking hate any episode of that.
Well, that too.
There's only one TV show
so like,
that I've
but
ever
this,
allowed
but
to
that,
get
but that show could be the idea of like she's just projecting this world where he's still around and she's like still with him, but but he is dead. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch 12 episodes of like a dream that you have.
Yeah.
Like I already dream enough on my fucking own. I don't need to watch. You know what I mean? Like
I don't need to watch.
It's just weird to.
Porn.
It's a weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
That like it means nothing. It's 12 episodes of like a dream you're having.
That's why I don't want a Widow movie.
Well, I think it's gonna be fucking prequel.
But
I don't want it. But
we already got her back.
I think it should have happened years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's when it should have happened years ago when I was more hyped for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the only show I've ever gotten and got away with the dream thing is Batman the Animated Series, where Batgirl dies, but it's just the fear toxin thing, and like they take out the Wayne Manor, and like they arrest Nightwing at his loft, and like
oh
he
yeah,
calls him up, and he's like,
that still bothers me when I get to the end, and it's still bullshit. Like I just don't like.
That's the only show I've ever let and got away with that because it was just a really good episode.
I guess you get to the. I guess if you're watching it the first time, you get to the end and you're like, "Oh, okay, it didn't happen." But there's still that part of me that is just like, "Fuck!" Like I just spent 22 minutes watching literally.
But
like already, television is a waste of time.
It's whatever. Like,
but and I understand none of it's real. But I hate when you tell me, not only is none of this real. But we're telling you none of this fucking happened. Like, none of it is real. Like, it just bothers me with dream sequences or some type of magic thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
so Sony announced that they're making their own production studio, so PlayStation that is, to deal with the magnitude of the 25 years they said of like properties that they have.
Have you heard this new shit about PS5?
Looks dope. We didn't really talk about it that much, but like the non-loading screens, everything's running back. Yeah, it looks fucking awesome. It was just one of those.
But they're still gonna keep running PS4 for a couple. Like the way that they always.
Cycles,
we
didn't really get into it because one of those like deep dive tech.
But there's no release for 5.
No, people are saying like late 2020 or something like that.
Christmas next year.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, because it could be announced like September if they do an event this year. Because obviously they're not going to E3, but they wouldn't announce it there. They would do their own thing like they did with PS4.
I don't think it'd be this year.
They could announce it this year.
Yeah, but it won't release for Christmas this year.
No, definitely not. No. Like even if they could announce it like November or something, and then be like, oh, it's coming here, blah blah blah, and then show everything off for like a year, and then announce like maybe at E3 its price or something.
You know. What's going to get me to get that PS5?
Batman?
Well, whatever Rocksteady's doing.
Yeah. Batman?
Right?
Yeah.
Or Justice League, whatever it fucking is. Well, Superman?
Rumor has it that during Square Enix event that they're showing off Final Fantasy, we may see the Justice League game that they're working on.
PS4, I waited a whole extra year.
You did.
For 8
months. However,
Yeah.
because Batman was supposed to release with that game.
Yeah, it didn't, and then he waited until he bought the console.
And it didn't fucking release. They postponed the game. I said, "Fuck you! I'm postponing my purchase of the unit."
And the best thing that he did was he pre-ordered the console for the Batman edition.
Yeah.
I come home one day when that console was released. I was like, "Yo, did you pick up the console?" And he was like, "Ah, fucking, I might not even do it." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the next day he comes home and he was like, "Yeah, I bought the console."
Yeah, I bought the Batman console. So my PS4.
It was great. He was always like,
console.
"I really need the PS4. Like, I don't even."
I waited a whole extra year without it. I was like, "Do I need this?" But I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna get it."
But yeah, you want me to get PS5? You come in Rockstar, you make it.
You know what's gonna get me to buy the PS5?
No.
Release it.
Yeah,
Like,
you will buy
I'm a gamer. Like, this is what I do.
The PS5. You want me to buy it? You gotta tell me.
Like, I pre-ordered the PS3. I had the brick console when it came
That
out.
huge
Like,
one.
I had the
My PS3 was.
Yeah, and then
She's making some loud noises.
The
Like
PS3.
my sister has it in her
yeah.
bedroom, so she'll watch Netflix. Like
Yeah.
that's why.
my brick PS3 is dead.
This
This one's down here. I'm sometimes fearful for my PS4, but at this point I'm like, I don't want to upgrade it.
PS4 is fine. Like,
Mine's
nothing
been really loud on occasion.
Yeah, like, my PS4 does nothing. You know what? My fucking controller, dude. I think there's something wrong with them.
Your controller is fucked.
Well, even the blue one.
Like
Yeah.
the one you bought me
Yeah.
for Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
What I mean is like charging wise,
I don't play.
many video games.
Yeah.
So I'm watching movies.
Do you have it set to turn off?
It turns off.
Yeah.
It does turn off, but I'm like a day, maybe 2 days, and it's fucking dead. And I'm like, you're on for maybe an hour.
That's weird.
Yeah, like it's not holding anything. And you know, I thought it was supposed to
Charge even when.
it was in sleep mode. It doesn't.
Not fully, no.
No.
It'll
it
charge for a little bit in sleep mode and then shut off.
doesn't. And then it shuts
Yeah.
off. And
Have you tried not charging it through the console?
you're charging it through
Yeah, like the USB, like just plugging it in, or even the wall. Some of them, if you plug in the right cord to the right plug, you can charge the controller that way. Because maybe the PS4 isn't charging the controller.
What I did today is I went home after work
Yeah.
and
I turned on my Sony because I was
time to kill it. Anyways, I left my Sony.
on, turned off my TV. So
Yeah.
I left my Sony on, plugged it in. So it's still on. And
Yeah.
The Sony's on like actively. So I was like, I'm gonna go home
See
when
if
I
it
get home and
charges
see
the
if it
controller.
charges.
Yeah, because
fully.
I've used
my controllers like I have two and like I'm charging them all the time.
Yeah.
And so like I'll have one plugged into the Sony. I'm watching the movie. This one shuts off. The one that's plugged in, I noticed like shouldn't it have the yellow light on when it's charging?
Yeah.
Orange light or whatever.
Yeah. So it flashes the orange light for a second or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not on.
That's
So
weird.
then when I switch them, because this one does die after a day or two
Yeah.
of like being
Nothing.
used for nothing.
Yeah.
Was it, I switch it out, I grab the next one, and the same thing. Like a day later, I'm like have to switch them out again because like it's already dead.
that's one of the cords I gave you because it's the really long cord.
No,
Oh, you're not using that one?
no, I don't have that one.
Oh yeah.
I have the short one.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay, yeah, I would try plugging it in.
something else, yeah.
Because like I charge these two all the time and they work fine. I use them for at least 8 hours, give or take.
There's no way I'm getting 8 hours, and that's watching movies where it shuts off
after like
and
15 or whatever.
10 minutes or whatever, and there's no way I'm getting 8 hours out
Yeah, that's
of this
weird.
fucking controller.
Yeah, because I plug these and then I got the charger out there where I just rotate all the controllers. And the rumble on one of those is fucked.
There's no way I'm
Silver
getting 8
one.
hours out of
I need to clean the blue one. I spilled energy drink on it mixed this up because it works really good, but that one's just sticky. Oh, it's out there. I was trying to fucking undo it, but the screws are like just fucking in there. The problem is the little screwdrivers, you can't get a good grip on them
Yeah.
to turn them out. Because I just wanted to clean the plates because they're just sticky. So I figured if I just clean the plates, it'd be fine. So yes, did that sticky winky. But yeah, so Sony in-house development for all their projects because as you've seen, like whenever any game company or whatever hands out their things, they make the Sonic movie. They're like, okay, we'll do this with our studios, our stuff, our team, and we'll know how like what we get out of it. And obviously, the Uncharted thing is moving along. Apparently, that one with Tom Holland. Yeah, oh yeah. It's been, as long as there's been a game, there's been a fucking thing. But the thing that came out of that, some presentation, they're like, okay, so you have this thing. What are you doing with it? And they're like, oh, we're making a Twisted Metal TV show. And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That's the car game?
Yeah. If they
Are the
make it
cars
like,
sentient?
no, there's just people in them.
There's people in them that we've never seen before.
No,
though,
they
right?
all have characters, backstories, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, everybody's got a thing. There's a whole reason why this thing is set up and kind of stuff. And yeah. But if they go like the black, Twisted Metal Black, it is super fucking dark. Like the game is always
hence the name.
What's that?
I said hence the name.
Yeah. The game is like the games have always been slightly twisted or dark. I'm punning. But like Black took it to a whole new level. It was rated M. It was a really fun thing. So if they go with that, that'd be pretty cool. But we'll see if this guy's actually anyone. Same with the Uncharted movie, or like whatever thing. Our high school education is playing downstairs. Creep. Before that, he was playing Click Click Boom.
Click click boom.
Like every fucking song we heard in high school is just up right now.
It's better than what I hear.
Your voice is in here.
Oh, at home.
Oh yeah. We won't get into that here. I'll leave that for now. So during the EA's Play 2019, we got our first look at Apex Legends Season 2 content. So we'll actually see what they're putting out. There's Apex lately. They haven't dropped anything since the season pass, and the season pass they said was rather lackluster. And they've listened to your feedback, blah blah blah. They're gonna do it and make it better. And as we know, they said they're gonna redo the map, give us new characters, and blah blah blah. So we'll actually see what this looks like for the first time during their E3 presentation thing, or whatever they're doing that day. But cool. I still love Apex. I don't care if it gets updated all the time or not. I would like a new map. I think that'd be fun. But other than that, I still play it every now and then.
It is only the one map.
Yeah. I still play it. I haven't dropped off of it. I still enjoy just jumping in. Like, it's one of those things like you could play for 4 hours, or you could play for 10 minutes and do one match and die and then be done. Like, it's just one of those things. I just enjoy it, and I have no problem. Like, yeah, the season pass was rather shitty, but they've said they'll fix it, so we'll see what they do with season 2. So it is what it is. Call of Duty. There's been a shakeup. We haven't really talked about it, but you've seen it. I've seen it. The whole thing with like Sledgehammer Respawn. Sledgehammer and Raven were supposed to do it, and then apparently they were both infighting. There was a whole bunch of problems, so they moved on to whatever. They broke the cycle, right? Because we've seen the 3-year cycle of like it was Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and then I forget what the other one was. I forget what the other studios were. Oh, Treyarch. Did like Black Ops and then Modern Warfare, blah blah blah. Yeah. Apparently now for 2019's thing, they're kicking Raven and Sledgehammer off because they couldn't fix it, and now I think they're giving it back to. This doesn't have it on here, but they're giving. I'm pretty sure it's back to Treyarch, and they're like, "Look,
who's this guy?"
Oh, that's Jason Schreier. He's the one who always reports on stuff. He's one of the few legitimate like good games journalists. Like he goes in there deep dives. He doesn't care about what anybody says or does. He's dope. So they're giving it back to them, whatever. But according to leaks, it's going to be a soft reboot of the series. Okay, sure. And it's simply just going to be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Okay.
I'm in. I'm like
these games. As long as you put COD, kitchen sink, it's going to sell. Doesn't matter. COD, like toilet bowl.
The problem
it's gonna sell.
The
Doesn't fucking
with
matter.
These things is like obviously they used to sell a lot more than they have been, but like this franchise is old.
It is.
Like,
it is old.
And like
it needs new blood.
I've been playing. I like Call of Duty. I don't necessarily play multiplayer all the time on it. I try it out, whatever. I do like Call of Duty for the story. I play it for the campaign.
The last couple games haven't.
The last game did not have a campaign.
Didn't have a campaign.
I did not get it. I do not care about the campaign. I do not care about Marvel's on this. Capcom's or fucking. I don't care about the goddamn zombies.
The online. Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I want the campaign.
Yeah.
I wish they would just.
I thought the last two didn't have campaign.
No, the one before that did. It
did?
I haven't played a Call of Duty in a really long time. I played the World War II II one because I'm like, they went back to World War II. That was cool. The little vignette stories that they did, awesome. I didn't touch the multiplayer. Same with Battlefield 1. I don't touch the multiplayer. I don't play multiplayer except for Apex. But I really wish they would spin them off and have like, okay, yeah, here's your Call of Duty. Here's the fucking campaign. Here's the multiplayer. Buy both. Buy one. We don't give a shit. I'm like, either way, you're gonna make money, right? Yeah. I wish they would just do that because then I would just buy the campaign and be done with it. It'd be cheaper and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But yeah, they're just doing that. And yes, there was already a Modern Warfare. It was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's supposed to be a soft reboot of the Modern Warfare thing. Cool. Modern Warfare 4 is fucking awesome. It was a great game. They remastered it. I bought the remaster because the campaign in that is dope. Rumor has it they're doing the campaign for Modern Warfare 2, and it's just going to be that. Not multiplayer, nothing, just the campaign. Just remastering the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. Yeah. Because the other one, they did everything.
I played that.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 is huge.
Yeah. It's
I played that.
Yeah. If he's played it, it's big. Yeah. It's fucking dope. I can't wait to play it again. Hopefully it comes out at some point. We got a new trailer for Ultimate Alliance 3 revealing the X-Men. We saw some of the X-Men like in the other trailer, but now we saw like Magneto, Storm, Juggernaut in this one, so it's like the X-Men are there. Because remember, like that was the thing with Marvel versus Capcom. They took all the X-Men out because they were still fighting with Fox.
Yep.
So like the last game had no Wolverine, no Magneto, like mainstays of the franchise, and everyone's like, "The fuck." Now obviously they own everything, so they don't care.
Yeah.
But like,
We'll put them back.
yeah. And like every year,
only Huygens that they took them out.
oh, you know they did. You know they did.
Yeah.
But like, we can finally get over the fact of like every year they were canceling the X-Men book because Disney
Or
didn't have
Fantastic
that, yeah.
and stuff like that.
No, they canceled Fantastic because nobody bought it. They brought it back. Everybody loves it. They're canceling every X-Men book this year, but they're redoing them all again. Like they're not getting rid of the X-Men. They like the X-Men. They were just doing it because Fox had the rights.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't give them up. But the problem was like they're like, oh, why didn't you do that with Spider-Man? I'm like, because you couldn't.
No, you can't
Because
cancel
Spider-Man comics
If they
are massive.
canceled Spider-Man comics, Marvel Comics would be suffering.
Like
That division of print
Exactly.
media, which is already suffering as print media does, would suffer. If you
I guess the last few months it's been doing really well.
yeah, but if you can't, Spider-Man,
Oh no, if you cancel Spider-Man books, you might as well just like
might as well
it's
just
like-
close the door. We're done. I guess we're not
I
printing
remember,
anything.
like, obviously, there's always a backlash of things, but I remember when they canceled Spider-Man to do Superior. Oh man, can you imagine if they just canceled Spider-Man and didn't do any of it? Yeah, you cancel all of them. Yeah, Marvel's not that stupid. But yeah, so we got our first look at those. I'm really excited to play Ultimate Alliance. We played the first ones, obviously, like back to front, fucking back in the day, and then we did like a little let's play of them. I'd like to do that again when Ultimate Alliance comes out because I will pick this game up because it's just a fun smash 'em, beat 'em up with Marvel characters. And like Marvel games are few and far between now because they're trying to make them good, which I wholly applaud. Please make good games.
Yeah.
Remember when that X-Men game came out? We were all stoked for it. It was like Legends or something.
yeah.
And, no, not those ones where like you picked your powers and you hung out with the X-Men.
Oh, the character you create, like you're,
And
yeah,
you're
it's
like,
it was
this
shit
game
afterwards.
was gonna be good,
Yeah.
and then it came out and you're like, oh my god, this game looks like garbage,
Yeah.
and it played like garbage.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm glad I didn't fucking buy this game. And then like we got some good Spider-Man games, but then they just started to fucking go downhill, much like Spider-Man games do and Marvel games. But yeah, it's nice to see like when your Lego games back in the day were the best ones. Dope. Also, speaking of games we played the shit out of, DC Universe Online is coming to the Nintendo Switch this summer. Oh my god, I cannot wait. I'm going to play this game again.
Yeah.
As I've stated to you guys, I platinum, and he also platinum. So you know this fucking game is playing.
It's platinumable.
Yeah.
Platinumable? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Easy to platinum or 5 platinum.
No.
No, you just have to play it 6 times. That's all it was.
It's a pain in the ass.
You just have to play it through 6 times, and you platinum this game.
Each fucking power set on each side.
On each hero or villain, 3 times, 6 times playthrough, you can platinum this game.
It's a chore.
It's a chore, but it's achievable.
It's a fun game to play. Like, especially like, even if you don't play with people, like, you just have one person with you, it's great. So I'm hoping to it, and obviously it's free to play, the base game, none of the expansions and stuff. So we'll see how they work it on the Switch. Because I mean, the game doesn't look that great. No offense to the game.
No,
it's not like high caliber.
No,
like,
it never looked that good.
I mean, they have upgraded it slowly a little bit to like make new character models and based off of how it looks now and stuff like that. But like, it never was the best looking game, so the Switch can run it fine. But I'm excited for it. I'm definitely downloading it. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm hoping to play with the subs and stuff like that. And I think it'll be a fun game if I can get everybody involved. It's like it's free. Like you just try
it's like
it out
Apex.
Yeah,
it's free.
Exactly. So I'm hoping for that. And I guess closing off, the big news that should surprise no one, and I'm pretty sure I called this a few podcast.
Couple
that is really
episodes
hard to say
ago.
together. Podcast, like it's just a hard word to say really fast. The Sonic movie got delayed, which should surprise no one.
I didn't know it was releasing
Originally this year, I thought it was coming out next year.
Didn't you say it was going to be not delayed? Because you thought the
I thought it was like
yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be delayed because I thought it was already like next.
So its original release date was November 2019. They're moving it to February 2020.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised. And they put out a little teaser with the Sonic like you know when the level ends and it shows like the Sonic's face on the little spinny thing.
Yeah.
It's on there. The date is on there, and it's like taking a little more time to make Sonic just right. So 100%, and that's from the director. They delayed it because they have to fix Sonic. So obviously they have to go back to the drawing board, figure out which Sonic they're going to use or how to tweak him, and then they have to implement him through the entire movie.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Which, like, when they announced they were fixing him, I'm like, it's not just an easy fucking, like, fix.
Unfortunately, now, it's just going to cost the movie more money.
Yeah. Like, more money they're not going to make now. I saw an article that was like, oh, fans are worried for the Sonic movie. And I'm like, I'm not worried because we'll still see it. I'm just worried about, like, is this, again, one of those movies tying it back to Terminator, one and done, where, like, it sets up a thing where, like, you want to see it. It's like, this movie, the sequel probably be better. Dark Fate, if it did have a sequel, it probably would have been better. RoboCop set up a movie.
Salvation would have been better. The sequel would have been better.
What was the big one? Amazing Spider-Man 3. Everyone hates Amazing Spider-Man 2, but the setup for Amazing Spider-Man 3 would have been fucking dope.
Yeah.
But again, they tried to shoehorn all that shit in Amazing Spider-Man 3 or 2, and we didn't get a third one. I mean, we got Tom Holland out of it, so that's cool. But yeah, again, would have been better. TMNT, the new stuff, the sequel was better than the original one. At least we got one of that. We're not getting the third one. They're gonna reboot that shit. Power Rangers.
Either one, like, both were like okay.
Second one's way better though. Turtle. Yeah, second one's way better. I fucking hate. I hate when they take unnecessary liberties with the Turtles stuff. Yeah.
From the first one, like,
I hate when they change so much stuff. I like.
Even though the second one's like better,
Yeah.
Better than the 3 or the 4. Like,
Yeah.
both are shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's what I liked about TMNT, the animated one. It was just TMNT. Is like they didn't rehash the origin. They're like, you already know this story. The 4 brothers. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, that opening.
it took place after.
Yeah,
Like
that
it
opening
gave
with
that idea.
is it Lawrence Fishburne doing it?
I think so.
Or Stewart. Patrick Stewart. One of them.
One of them.
One of them, yeah.
It's just a good entrance. Like, and you don't need backstory. Like, everyone knows. It's like, stop doing intros to shit we already know about. Same thing with Batman all the time. Is if we know Batman's already, we don't need to see it again. Same Superman. We don't need to see it again. Don't send him on a walk because he has to have a beard or something because he's emo Superman. Our obligatory weekly shot at the DC universe. But yeah, Sonic delayed. I'm not surprised. Looking at this picture, I'm still like, thank God they're fixing it. He just looks wrong.
They just go further the wrong way.
It's just me with blue mohawk.
Yeah, like they fucking put them in clothes. They become like
shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh my god, they're gonna pooch him even more.
Yeah, they're gonna put him in shorts and a t-shirt.
They're gonna be
sunglasses. They're gonna shave his head so he doesn't have solar spike. They just go further the wrong direction.
Off like Crash Bandicoot. You ever see like Crash Bandicoot 3 to like what Activision did later?
Yeah.
It's really bad. And they're just like, oh, we'll make him sleeker and more designed with tattoos and shit, and he'll be hard. And we're just like, the fuck are you doing? It's
they just go
what
further in the wrong
right?
direction.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. You're like, I thought this is what you guys wanted. Like, it's like, didn't you see the picture on Twitter where the guy fixed it for you?
I don't get things sometimes, man. When they just like, again, when someone saw this at Sega, weren't they like,
this looks nothing like our character.
Doing?
Yeah, like who? I understand the studio, like maybe not knowing or trying, but million fucking pictures are drawn before you make your choices. No one from Sega.
Weirdest fan bases ever. Like,
no one from Sega was like, that's probably not the choice you should choose.
Like I said, they should have at least 5 or 6 fans of each thing when they decide to do these things, and we're like, nah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like nerds and people like us in general. Usually, the extreme end are the worst fans on the planet. They just hate everything.
Yeah.
Don't get those guys.
No. I could easily do it though.
Yeah.
I can tell you that's not gonna fucking work.
I can be
like I'm telling you now. Terminator not gonna work. Pull the funding now.
What movie did I write like 10 podcasts ago that I was like, this is what you should do for your movie? Oh, the Joker movie. I outlined the plot of what the movie should be.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm like, they should do that. They won't, but they should. But like, yeah, I can be impartial towards like what you should do for comic books. Everything the X-Men done, bad.
4 movies of X-Men movies, not good.
Bad. Although I would have said doing Hank Pym Ant-Man was not better, but what they did obviously worked.
But when they came to you with Hank Pym
and
Paul Rudd, would you have still turned it down?
No.
Exactly.
I seen, like what they were trying to
so
do.
So once you see, okay, I see where you're going. I'm like, this is gonna work.
Exactly. Whereas like when someone shows me like, oh, also the Watchmen trailer apparently like dropped too, and I'm just like, I'll wait till I see it. I'm not watching. I really like the Watchmen movie, but I'm just like anything they do subsequently after that is just like hurting what the point of the Watchmen was.
Mm-hmm.
Like
even the movie's not.
I really like the movie.
Like
you have
never watched it again.
I've watched it several times. It's one of those movies. It's like Scarface. It's really good, but it's really fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, yes, I know Scarface is a way superior film. So get off my ass, people who are just like, did he put Scarface in the same league as fucking? No, I didn't. Scarface is leaps and bounds above fucking thing. I'm just saying I'm assuming in terms of length, they are both like 3.5 hours long. Scarface is one of the longest fucking amazing movies ever that I watch every like 2 years because it's just fucking dope. Yeah, it's a very emotional impact movie that takes forever. You know what I really want to? I wish they would like redo, remaster is the game. They did Scarface: The World Is Yours, and at the end of the movie, when he falls into the globe, he doesn't die, and the whole game is just him getting revenge and rebuilding his empire. And I'm like, oh man, that sounds dope. And I never played it, but I wish they would remaster it so I could play it.
That one game.
Oh, 007 Legends or whatever? Yeah.
I wish I could do that. I wish I could play that on the PS4.
I've looked, you can't. You can't. And I refuse to pay as much to find it on the PS3, but now I got the PS3 working. Streaming ability, I guess I could just do it. But I'm like, I wanted to play that game. It looked good. But at the same time, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't, but it'd be a fun game to
play.
Yeah. Yeah. And the number one game they should remaster or put out again, Simpsons Hit and Run. That game is so fucking good. Simpsons GTA style, just fun. Like everything in that game was like, it's not on the newer consoles. I think it's still locked in PS2, or you can emulate it. But still, I'd rather just have it on the consoles. And guys, if you put that on the fucking shop, I'll buy it. Yeah. Like, please put it out there. $10. I'll give you $10.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 15. Just fucking give it to me. It's so fucking good. It's what South Park, the fractured butthole and stick of truth are. I love that name. It's such a good name. It's such a good name, and
Schoolboy.
the fact that like they had a name that they had to change, but to do it, they just pissed off the censors and called it this is so good. And like those two games are amazing because they stay true to what South Park is, and that's what Hit and Run did. It didn't try to be anything else but a Simpsons game that honors the Simpsons, and there's Easter eggs everywhere, and it was just love put into it. And I really just want to play it again because it's so good. I remember playing the shit out of that game back in the day. Drive around fucking Homer Simpson in his car. You could drive around in that shitty car that he made for his brother.
Oh yeah.
You could drive around in the fucking the rocket that they designed him and Homer, the Derby or whatever.
So good.
So good.
What a good game.
Yeah, man. Now you just can't play Simpsons games anymore because there isn't any and the rest suck. Nah, man. They should make another Simpsons game. Hit and Run. Another game.
Hit and Run 2.
Yeah. So good.
Hit harder, run faster. The Simpsons. Hit harder, run faster.
That's the Fast and the Furious name.
I was going Die Hard. Die hard and die harder, right? Like so.
The
Hit
best
run,
thing,
run
like,
faster.
the best thing about Die Hard titles is you can just do anything as long as you put Die Hard near it. Get breakfast or Die Hard.
That's the next one.
Yeah. Watch this podcast and Die Hard. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us on this week's podcast. I hope you enjoy it. Again, let us know. I will put all the links down below. What you think, what you want. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We will see you next week.